My grandma Judy was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease around the year 2006. She was in her early to mid 60s. Some of her early onset symptoms were that she started to trip and fall a lot more often because she was dragging her feet. Her handwriting had always been beautiful and she was always complimented on this, but over time it became sloppy. And you can see in the picture that I included, the one on the top was before her handwriting got worse, and the one on the bottom is when it started to get sloppy. Back to her onset symptoms, she had bad dyskinesia, which is uncontrolled or involuntary muscle movement. She also never had tremors, which is an involuntary shaking, and this is very common in patients with Parkinson's. At this point, you may be quite unfamiliar with Parkinson's and have a lot of questions, so I'll explain a brief description. Parkinson's disease is a progressive nervous system disorder that affects movement. Symptoms usually start gradually, like a barely noticeable tremor in one hand. Parkinson's disease can't be cured, but medications might significantly improve symptoms. Parkinson's can show up different in everyone, but some signs and symptoms are tremors, which is a shaking that may occur in the hands or fingers, bradykinesia, which is slowed movement, which may cause you to drag your feet as you walk, muscle stiffness, impaired posture and balance, and speech and writing changes. You may start to speak softly, quickly, and slur, and for your writing, it may become hard to read or small. The cause of Parkinson's disease is still unknown, but several factors like genes and environmental triggers can play a role. After conducting some research on how a fixed or growth mindset can affect Parkinson's in the elderly, I found that exercise and having a positive or growth mindset can be very beneficial to the elderly with Parkinson's disease. In my first article, Effects of Chronic Exercise on Severity, Quality of Life, and Functionality in Elderly Parkinson's Disease Patients case report, there was a study done on a 77-year-old woman who had had Parkinson's disease for 8 years. She was to complete 1 hour of exercise 3 days a week for 9 months. Before this 9-month study, a moderate amount of cognitive loss was detected, and after the 9 months, it showed a clear reduction in the severity of the disease. After my grandma had her first stroke in August of 2017, she was put in a nursing home and completed some physical therapy, which included exercising on a bike and taking walks with a walker, which improved her mobility significantly. In another article, Staying Positive When You Have Parkinson's, it is shown that after patients are diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, over 50% feel very sad and 70% have a significant loss of hope. However, reducing your stress by surrounding yourself with positive and supportive friends and family can help control the symptoms of Parkinson's. Other ways to improve your mindset include listening to uplifting music, getting outdoors, and making new friends. It encourages others to follow their own path and enjoy what they have in the present rather than focusing on what they may have lost. Another article by a man named Danny Lavender, who was diagnosed with PD in 2004, lists a few ways on how to achieve a growth mindset with Parkinson's. He suggests that you should be prepared to change your habits now that you'll be living a new life with Parkinson's disease. Try to think of 3 separate positive thoughts from your experiences each day, and make sure you set a routine for yourself so you don't have to think so much about what you're doing. Throughout all my research, I have found that by incorporating exercise and a growth mindset in your day-to-day routine can be very beneficial to patients with Parkinson's disease. If I could give advice to someone newly diagnosed with Parkinson's disease or the friends and family of someone who has, it would be to try to be positive in any way that you can, making sure that you're getting in enough exercise, whether that means going for a walk or even simply doing some stretches. And most importantly, don't lose hope. This is only a small hurdle you're going to have to jump over in life.